Hello everyone, welcome back to Calmsden. You join us again, Multi Barnstormer, for another day. Now, if you were with us last time, you'll know I was umming about what I'm going to do with the rest of the series a little bit, with those steep fields, the small fields, and just how exactly we're going to work all that. So we're going to start off today with the cedar on the back. Now, we're not going off to seed anything, we're actually heading up to the shop. We are going to have a bit of a change around today. Decided going forward, those small fields just aren't going to work for us, for silage bales, grass bales, hay bales, anything like that. So I'm going to have a bit of a revamp now. Decided to reinvest my money to try and save our farm, get ourselves out of this debt, and actually consolidate a bit of stuff. So here we go. I'm selling off the cedar and the harrow at the minute. I'm going to replace these eventually with a bit of better, bigger equipment. Got back about, what, that 35,000 for those two, so that's not a bad little deal. And now we're going to go into the map here and look at the fields that we own. So all these small fields, number 36, that's gone, number 11, what's that one, 34, we're going to sell that one, 32 as well. These are all the ones down by the riverside. They were just too hilly, too small, too steep, and didn't really suit our needs. And what we are going to do is roll all that money across into field number 10. Now this field is a good large field. It's about the same acreage as what we've just sold, so we haven't actually really stepped back anything. You can see it still needs everything, so it needs lime, needs plowing, needs everything that every field in this map does. But it's also a really good flat level field. So what we're going to do is farm this field, but we're also going to do productions off it as well. I'm going to put a dairy on it, I think. But first things first, because it does have a grass crop on it, need to mulch that in. Now I know ideally I should be taking the mowers across, mowing it, making silage, selling the silage, etc. But we've already had 3 episodes of that already. I have a ton of silage. Yes, I could potentially make a lot of money back from doing that, but I just don't want to be doing the same thing every time. So this is us now running up the road into that field, and we'll just want to check and make sure that the mulching actually works before I kind of commit with this too much. It's a pretty handy location. It is down by the cow shed, so down this little really nice looking farm track. Couldn't afford the big field that we just driven past there on the left hand side. That was just too much money. This was the second best option. So in we go with the mulcher, and yeah, we see here, mulch the grass up. That looks to be working pretty good. As ever, whenever you get into these fields with what I thought was a reasonably sized piece of equipment, you now realise that it's actually quite a small piece of equipment. So we'll leave this for a bit, we'll go around here, start our mulching, and I'll join you again in a couple of minutes. Okay, so we set him off there then in a worker. He's going to go up and down there and mulch a little bit more. What I'm running across here now is to pick up my smaller equipment again. So this is a small mulch, I think this is, and on the kind of small cabless tractor. I'm running this across to my workshop. This equipment's just too small, I think, for the fields on this map. I'm not using it. I'm really running a 1 tractor farm. So I'm going to repair this stuff and get it sold off, along with a little tiny tractor as well. I was intending to keep it maybe for the small fields to run a hay bob, small windrow or something like that, but just not going to work on this one. What I'm also going to replace this with is this, what do we call it, ripper? Plough type thing. I'll need this to do up field number 10 that I'm doing at the minute. Now, I'm flicking here between the 6 and the 9 meter versions of this, because technically speaking, even this 6 meter version is outside the horsepower of my class tractor at the minute. It's not far outside it, so I was considering going for the 9, but I played it safe, went for the 6. Jump in the class here now. I'll just take the mulcher off the back of this and run across the shop and pick that ripper up. Here we are back in the field with us again now. Now this is from Black Sheep Modding, I believe it did this one. Really nice little mod, folds up really nicely as you see there. And going down the field here at the minute just to try this, and this tractor is pulling this no problem at all. I can't remember exactly what it was out by horsepower wise. I think it was like 20 odd horsepower, less than what it required, but I'm having no issues here. Granted, this is a fairly flat field. It's not completely flat, but you know, there's not really any hills, and I'm cutting it across the hill here, if anything. So after that little run up and down, I decide actually I'm going to risk it. It's an extra £2,000 to upgrade to the 9 meter version. I think it's worth the punt. If I end up having to go back and getting downgraded to the 6 meter, so be it. If I upgrade the tractor in the future, I'll always have the option for free then really to go back to it. So there we go, another £2,000, got the bigger version, back to the field, and we'll try it again now. Back in the field, and see, it's not pulling it just as well as the 6 meter one, but really it's having no lag with it at all. Maybe it takes a little bit more to get started, but no, she's pulling it fine. So we're keeping this one, and it is absolutely tearing through that ground at the minute. We'll have this field plowed up in no time. But as the mulching does give us a 2.5% yield gain, we'll go through and I'll mulch up all the grass with this one rather than just ploughing it all in. Now, as I said, this mulcher I thought whenever I was buying it at the time, it was one of the biggest ones out there. Again, in this field, it doesn't feel big. So sit back, enjoy the music, and we'll be, I don't know, about 2 more minutes. See you then. Right, that's all that grass mulched up. It's a pity I couldn't have kept it. It would have been worth a lot of money for silage, but we've done plenty of that already. So straight onto the ripper again now. Again, I'm trying to do it a little bit here, so I'm leaving myself that headland at the top and the bottom of the field like you would do in real life. We'll speed this up again, but this thing will get through this field in no time at all. So there we go, that's this one all plowed up now. As you see, the really good thing with this as well, because it's completely mounted, you can stick it in the front hitch as well. So you can actually tow it around as two pieces of equipment. So yeah, really good mod this one. Black Sheep Modding, I believe it's from. Should be on the mod hub. Highly recommend it. Running these guys now back to the main yard. I'll stop in, probably give them a bit of a wash off, because they are pretty filthy at the minute. Right, so now that they're cleaned off, put away in the shed, I need to get my little gator out again. So it's got fertilizer at the minute, just emptied that out. I'll pick up what lime we have here. It isn't an awful lot, but it'll be enough to get me started. I'll send the JCB round to the market and we'll pick some more up. I just noticed that the lights were still on in the class as I went past, so jumped in, turned them off. Don't want a flat battery in the morning. Right, so that little bit of lime that was in there didn't go far. Take a run back again, Shanks' pony, over to the JCB, and we'll nip up to the shop and get some more bag spot. Right, now this is where this episode gets a little bit interesting as well. I'm buying half a dozen bags here, and I thought, I know, yeah, I'll get a flatbed trailer. I've got a bit of money now, the biogas bring this in some kind of monthly income. This would be quite handy. But even mean I could, you know, with the ramps on it, I can get the little gator on as well, put a couple of pallets of fertilizer, lime, whatever I need. Yeah, I'll buy this. Right, now we've got it loaded up, no problem. Run her back to the field and stand by for failure in about 3, 2, 1. Oh dear, trailer does not hook onto this JCB. I thought just looking at it that the hitches would match. Definitely did not. Now this is actually a bit of time. It took about 20 minutes, half an hour. I chopped and changed several trailers, several everything, just couldn't get anything at all to match up. Ended up having to go in the end for this legal trailer. Now it's obviously a trailer that's supposed to be on a lorry of some sort. So not only did I have to buy the trailer, I had to buy a dolly. You know, the original trailer was costing me, I can't remember, something like £12,000. It was really cheap. This entire setup in the end ended up costing me, I think, easily twice that. Still can't hitch the dolly onto the stupid JCB. Really need to get the rear hitch in that changed. So ended up running back across again, picking up the class tractor. I know I can definitely hook that onto the dolly. Dolly goes onto the trailer. Use the JCB, loaded up the lime, and now JCB is going to go on the back of this. It's now a big setup, but actually it's probably quite a good setup. Only issue being I probably don't have enough room for the gator as well. I was kind of hoping to use the JCB as the pulling unit, and then it means I could put the gator on the back as well. But we'll sort something out. We'll get there in the end. And finally, after a lot of backwards and forwards, we are liming again. So I don't know how much it'll take me to do this field. I should definitely, hopefully have enough on this trailer. This little gator doesn't have a massive spreader on it. Again, it might be something I'll look at upgrading in the future, just to a tractor mounted spreader. Little gator's really good, I do like it. It's a tad slow, it doesn't drive that quick though, so it could be one of the things I'll look at upgrading. Might just keep it as a little run-round vehicle. It's really handy with the flatbed thing in the back for loading a Beyleron too, so I may still get a spreader. Just look at downgrading this gator, I think, from the spreading use in the farm. Alright everyone, thank you so much. This pretty much now wraps up the episode today. We are moving into wintertime now, so as we can see the light feels very quickly. The days are not long, so you're not going to get an awful lot done, but thank you for sticking with us today. As I say, my plans for this field now is to use it as an actual farmed field, but we will be sticking in production probably the dairy down in the corner, just to make use of what we're getting from the cows. So that's hopefully going to be a bit more income for us in the future. But if you have any ideas, by all means, let me know down below. Now, if you do like the episodes, please do those normal YouTube things, like, share, subscribe. Join us as well on No Man's Land and the rest of the channel. We run usually at the minute, it'll be 2 episodes of No Man's Land and then 1 episode of Calmsden. That's kind of the routine that I want to sort of establish at the minute. We'll see how things level out. Hopefully there'll be a few more maps come online sometime soon as well. So we may even get the chance to expand a bit further. But as ever, thank you so much for watching today. We hope you've enjoyed the show. We will see you again shortly. Bye now.